Hello everyone to Collision Course, Politics and Government, and I'm your host, Jay Peck. And today's topic is about student speech. It is a well-known fact that the First Amendment protects all Americans of their freedom of speech and expression from the suppression from the government. However, it is historically known that this right has a lot of exceptions, and students are not an exception to this exception. Roll the intro.
Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum bum ba bum ba 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 bum bum ba bum.
The year is 1965 in Des Moines, Iowa, and a group of high school students protest the Vietnam War by wearing black armbands. The school suspends these students for wearing such accessories. To fight their unjust suspension, the students sued the school for suppressing their freedom of speech. Ultimately, this court case came all the way up to the Supreme Court, and it is known as Tinker versus Des Moines Independent Community School District. And this court case was to decide on the burning question: can schools restrict students' right to free speech? And simply put, no. The suppression of the students' free speech, which was symbolic speech through the wearing of armbands, violated their First Amendment right. Now, this is a big win for students. However, there was a catch. From the Supreme Court's decision, as long as a student practiced their free speech rights without materially and substantially interfering with the requirements of appropriate discipline in the operation of the school, and without infringing the rights of others, the school cannot limit them. This is known as the Tinker Standard. So in order to determine the students' free speech rights and responsibilities, whether it be on or off campus, we have to determine the school's jobs and goals. But that's a little vague. The school's jobs and goals could be anything. Let's go to the notion bubble. In order to identify the purpose of school, let's do a case study on Bethel School District versus Fraser in 1986. At a school event, a student gave a speech with a lot of sexual innuendos, which earned him a prompt suspension. When his suspension was brought to court, it was ruled that the school suspension was justified because it was, quote, a highly appropriate function of public school education to prohibit the use of vulgar and offensive language in public discourse. Indeed, the fundamental values necessary to the maintenance of a democratic political system disfavored the use of terms of debate highly offensive or highly threatening to others, end quote. This tells us that schools also teach the ethics to become a lawful citizen in addition to academics. Hence, bad language in a public setting, like a school, could legally be suppressed. Thanks, notion bubble. This kind of restriction can also be seen in cases of
drug-related banners, or outright insults and condemnation of homosexuals, or a rap song with just a lot of bad words.
Because these are legally considered immoral, and it prevents the school from fostering good ethics within the students. In comes Mahanoy School District versus BL, where a high school girl does not get into the varsity cheerleading team. Then she starts swearing on her Snapchat story and subsequently gets suspended. Now, this is a very odd case because it wasn't on a school day, it wasn't on school grounds, or it wasn't based on a school-based forum. Although, indeed, she was not using lawful language. However, she was not really significantly disturbing the school's goals or job, nor was she infringing other students' rights. Hence, her suspension is considered unconstitutional. However, if this were a case regarding cyberbullying on other students, then it would definitely be punishable. Why? Because the school's job is to create a safe environment for all students, and she would not be contributing to this safe environment. Let's listen to what teachers have to say about school.
みんなの、子どもたちが安全に過ごして、そしてアカデミックもソーシャルも全部バランスの取れた、生活をできるようにサポートすることだと思っています。
So what we have to do is create an environment here where everybody feels welcome, feels safe. Students definitely contribute to that environment, and so that's why we have rules and we have policies about things you can and can't do. So
as schools prepare students for society, students are expected to be respectful, be responsible, and make right choices. My name is Jay Peck, and thank you for watching. Thank you to the official crash course for making collision course possible.